croeso and welcome to Tales for Wales. We've been welcomed. No, we've not been welcomed. We're welcoming back one of
2
the
seconds
best.
in and you fucked it.
Sorry, aliens taking over my body.
Welcome to Tales for Wales, the podcast that never fails.
Yeah, I know, but I'm thinking we'll let
Correct.
Leonard Nimoy introduce us before.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just get Leonard on the blower.
Yeah, we'll get Lenny on. But yeah, as you can hear, he's chimed in already, kicking right off. It's the one, the only, Cardiff's finest, Jake Abanos. So, Chris and all, welcome back, mate.
Nope, no applause. Straight into it.
Well, I've actually...
no pause for you, mate. No pause.
My missus, she really loves your stuff on social. So if you haven't seen, Jake is
amazing.
the Welsh TikTok ambassador, the Lord on high, and he goes around as
a
funny...
title I'm sure they regret.
He goes around and he does like fun videos. So Jack, I still come at you like you're not here. You go around, you make really fun videos about places to visit in Wales, right? And we went on a holiday on like a mini moon post wedding to West Wales. And when we were down there, we went to a place called Angle, and it was fucking like the Hills of Eyes. It was so bizarre. And my wife kept saying, "Oh, you have to tell Jake to go there to make a video because it's like it looks like it's been made for a TV set in America. It's like really cowboy looking, like a saloon pub."
Like a little kid playing a banjo when you come into town.
Bizarre.
Type thing,
yeah, there's one pub there, and it is like they are grouchy as fuck, but it's fucking amazing. They all have bad TV, like the rum. It's like a whole big bad TV pub, but all the locals give you the proper look when you walk in, and it's like there's only about.
So why did you go on holiday there?
not just holiday, mini moon as well. Where should I take my wife after our wedding? It's absolute backwater thing.
So this is our mini moon, right? And my mum is so Welsh. She said, "Oh, I've got you a lovely hotel in Saundersfoot. It's like you'll be, it's a spa hotel. It's overlooking the sea. It's beautiful." And I was like, "Oh, that's so kind." And she got us like 2 nights there, and then about a week before I went, she went, "Yeah, so when we're all down in West Wales together," I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh yeah," she was coming down with all of my nephews and nieces and my brother and sister.
Excuse me?
I was like, "What? You're coming with us?" And she was like, "Yeah,
have a great time. Send me a postcard."
But she came on the honeymoon, which was fucking. But I said to her, I was like, "Oh, I don't want to be rude, but like you can't come in the hotel whilst we're there." So she got a townhouse on the beach, and my wife kept looking at them on the beach with binoculars to see what they were doing. But
so even though you got your family away, it's like they are not forgotten.
Yeah,
they can spot them from afar.
But the reason why we were in Angle, we were just about to leave, and we went round. We wanted to find this like we were just finding a nice pub, and this came up on there. But when you drive through, your internet goes. It doesn't just like have no signal or anything. You completely like it's like a flat line, and it got weird. Like everything's odd, and it's about 100 houses, and as you turn around, one house has about 100 different animal statues that are really garish and brightly coloured and odd. And I just feel like, Jake, it's perfect territory for you to go down.
I've written it down.
Yeah, good man. Your high eye. Yeah. Give it the old wry eye.
Yeah.
I wondered what you were going to describe those statues as then when you said it's really, and you said the G, a word beginning with G. I thought you said they're really gay.
Garish.
I thought you were going to say they were really gay, and I was like, well, how would you know, mate?
I mean, that'd be quite a right turn. It'd be an odd turn
Probably
for us to go.
The knobs out or something.
Yeah. If we turned really homophobic, that'd be an odd angle for us.
Yeah, there's a load of animals that are really gay.
Bunch of gay lords, and they had all these gay statues.
Yeah, so I think that's. My question was going to be for you. What's the weirdest place in Wales you've both been to? I'll give you a second.
Oh,
because honestly, it was.
I know what I want to say, but I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, but all the people from there took massive offence from the video.
Where? Rabina? No, where was it?
I love that. Straight and confident guess there.
Rabina, yeah. They loved it. Yeah. Thornhill people didn't like it.
Thornhillers.
Llanish people, Llanish people haven't really taken well to it, but it was
I say
Pen
if you
Rees. Have you heard of Pen Rees?
No, I don't think I have.
No. What? But they're weirdos, you're saying, yeah?
They're freaks, you're saying.
They're freaks, total freaks.
It's not Pen Rees. What the hell was it? Was it Pen Rees? No. Oh no, it was Pen Rees.
And what's there? What makes them specifically freakazoids in your words?
So, I mean, the people were normal. Completely normal. I'm trying to be as positive as possible, considering all the death threats I had from the last time I mentioned
backtracking. Jake.
I did a little Google.
So it's basically just an area in we're on the Cunnintarf,
Yeah.
and it's kind of up a hill out the way, and they've just left all these people out there. They've got nothing up there. No public services. It's just classic case of the government being arseholes.
The Mirror have written a headline: UK village once called the most holy is now dubbed mountaintop trash heap. Penrith, fucking hell, that looks
how the mighty have fallen.
So there, and like I said, the people there were just completely normal. Like I say, except for the death threats.
Apart from that, was great.
But there was a pilgrimage as well. And I never bothered to figure it out, but it was basically people walk from Llandaff all the way up there. And there you go.
The trash heap on the top of the hill. Can't believe it.
But that was very odd. It was actually my first ever review video of an area.
It does look mad. If you Google it,
started off strong.
There's a Lady of Penrith monument where she's like where the pilgrim walks to. That is mad.
Yeah. But it's like all the houses are boarded up and stuff, and
this is why we have you on, mate. You're like the Louis Theroux, the Welsh. You're the Louis Theroux for us.
I'm not allowed back there now. Yeah,
bad.
Investigative journalism, not allowed anywhere near it now. I get my head kicked in. I've been told.
What about you?
But no, like I said, it's not their fault. It was just like, oh god.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is an odd town. There. And I'm pretty banned from Angle now as well, so I'll join you with the old.
I love that it's not their fault that they live on the trash heap at the top of the hill. For God's sake,
this is literally me trying to be so polite and nice. But I said,
can't help it.
What was the joke I said? So I gave a stat about the people that weren't working there.
Yeah.
And there's only two options for work up there. You either work in a shop, or you're a priest because there's a church there.
Yeah.
And then I followed up with. One serves the community. What was it? One looks after and serves the community. The other fucks kids. Now that's the line that I got in a lot of trouble for.
That's good.
I thought I was hilarious. I thought,
you say
well
that
done,
as if
Mr.
like,
Britain.
Why are they coming for me? What's going on here? Like this?
I like that you start. You went, what was it? What did I say?
What was that?
Kids. Yeah.
What was that completely harmless joke I made? I can't remember now.
So a lot of people were like, no, he does a lot. I wasn't targeting the actual priest that was there. I was just sort of generalising.
Well,
but no,
that's quite a good link. Talking of anal probes, today's episode is all about UFOs.
Nice.
So I think that leads us on.
Link.
I do. I'm fucking obsessed with segues. I cannot help myself. I see when in any conversation in work, I'm like, talking of that. Just like I got to fry in.
Do you do what we do? You save it for the pod, mate. Just button that up in the mind. Save it for the pod.
Jake, me and Jack can't have a single conversation without going.
Not
Shut
a fun
up,
one.
Save it for the pod.
We had a preamble before.
Yeah.
And all three of us sort of went, should we save this? This is classic banter. Should we save this for the pod?
Oh, mate.
Forgot what that was about.
Our friendship is suffering because, like, in person now, we're like, shut up, don't be funny. You got to save that for it's content. It's content. It can be monetized.
Should we do what we always do as well? Sorry, Jake.
Are we having a drink?
Of course,
we're having a drink.
Talk about it.
Right, of course, mate. Of course.
Literally, what I was going to say. What were people drinking?
Do you want me to go first?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. Go for
I've got half a litre of Smirnoff vodka. And Asda's Diet Coke.
You were on Glenn's last time.
You were on Glenn's. I was going to say you've gone up, but then
Asda
Diet Coke
TikTok ambassador money, isn't it? Fucking
ambassador money has changed you.
Well, I went to Asda in Pompeii, and it was just abysmal. There was no like house vodka or anything like that. It was just core brands, and none of them were cheap. So I spent £24.
The absolute disdain for the core brands.
Yeah.
Where's my fucking bargain bin booze?
Yeah,
please?
exactly. Yeah.
That speaks to Jack. That's why I went for
That's why I went for the Diet Coke by Asda.
Well, Jack, so Jack, right? I'm not sure if we said this on the pod. I fucking hate this. Jack is very much like you. He's a home brand Pepsi person, right? It's the only thing I spend money on. I always buy Pepsi Max. It's like my one rule in life is to. I got two rules.
You will not let down the mixer standard.
I will say, never buy cheap mixer and never order from a Chinese that's open at 1 p.m. Always past 5 p.m. But Jack finds
difficult man to please.
Well, Jack will he finds pop too fizzy, so he adds water to his drink and then adds vodka to it, which I think
have called it mud water on many accounts, right? Because I'll do rum, then top about halfway, just over halfway, with Coke X0 from Tesco.
No, that's Tesco.
Tesco, a man of culture, I see. And then you top it up with a bit of water, and they're like, it looks just like mud water. It looks like piss, man.
It's like swamp juice.
It does me just right.
It means he doesn't burp. He's such a bizarre man.
Well, you've been on the receiving end when I did, when I stopped doing that, and I had just Coke one time, proper Coke, and you were like, stop burping, because I kept going, I kept doing it constantly.
Oh, it was a lot, yeah. Well, so
I've never had Asda own label Diet Coke, and I'm trying it now, and it's not good. It is not good.
No, carby, very
Co-op
carbonated.
is not good. Asda is not good.
Mate,
Morrison's top tier.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Morrison's
2 for 90p.
Coke?
Diet Coke, yeah. Very good.
When someone says top tier, then follows up with 2 for 90p, sometimes
juxtaposition into.
Yeah. Jack, what are you on?
I'm on the. I showed you this earlier, right? I'm about to get a new one, so I'll read out from the label. It is a Camden Lager Top. I'm on at the moment.
God. So it's pre-made lager top.
You sound so disgusting.
What is a lager top? What's a lager top?
Well, it's meant to be like a little lager and lemonade, isn't it?
So it's
but I will say I have been earlier today.
Good Lord,
I have been to a bottomless brunch already today. So
lads.
If
all week I've been saying
bottomless
don't get too drunk because I was worried he'd turn up here.
I had to promise him. I had to make a contract via WhatsApp and say I promise I won't turn up to this so drunk. And it's okay. Though. I've done all right. I've done okay. Yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'm gravy. This is my first one in the last 2 hours, and I didn't even have a skinful at the bottomless brunch. They were lax on the serving.
Jack's recently, we mentioned on our Patreon the other day, but Jack's recently become addicted to bottomless brunch, and he's had he's had 8 in the last how many 3 months is it?
It's not 8, mate. It's 6. Okay,
6,
in the last 2 months.
Actually,
no. Tell a lie. Today was the 7th, so it's 7 in the last 2 months.
Where was it today?
Revs, and it was a cowboy themed one, and they were doing Shania Twain hoedowns and stuff.
Sounds rock and roll, dude.
We went to we had a business meeting where me and Jack were planning new things for the pod and how we're going to invest in it and stuff. But we went to bottomless brunch at TGI's. And when we were trying to talk about the pod, every so often it was someone's birthday, so all the staff would come out and sing "Happy birthday from all of us to you." We're gonna blah blah blah. And we were looking at each other. We were going "Oh my god, we're trying to have a business meeting for fuck's sake!" And it's like, hang on a minute, we've chosen to come to TGI Fridays. It's our fault. It's purely our fault. And I'm on a bit of a health kick at the moment, so I'm drinking skinny lager, which is 89 calories a bottle. But I also have a rum and Coke, which I'm going to go on to soon.
I think I've had it's quite nice though, isn't it? That skinny
mate, it's
vodka,
vodka.
Skinny beer. It's quite nice,
mate. It's so and I like piss lager. You know me, I don't want anything fancy.
We had the conversation last time.
All I want is shit.
Is
lager.
It good piss lager?
Mate, it's beautiful. It tastes like nothing. You could
it tastes like water.
Yeah, it's like fizzy water.
That's what you want, isn't it? That's what you dream of.
So that's That's
what Coors and Bud Light want to be.
Yeah,
tastes like water. Still trying to be a little bit
crowd
of
pleasers.
Yeah, pathetic.
Put a bit of flavour in for the
If they stop being so fucking populist for a second, maybe they can achieve it.
Yeah. Well, should we start then with our UFO/alien episode? Aliens aren't spooky, maybe. So maybe I'll leave the spooky voice this week. But we're going to start off with Jake's going to give us a rundown of one of the more famous. Well, I think it's pretty famous.
Oh, hang on! I thought this was quite obscure because like I said, I tried to avoid.
Oh shit! You're doing Penturk, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
I thought it was going obscure, so I was like, "Oh, Penturk."
Yeah. I tried to
clearly me and Jake are of similar minds.
This is a conspiracy theory. I tried to find about it, and I could find fuck all online about it, other than some comments.
I've kind of absolutely, and I've kind of got a reason for that. I believe.
Ooh.
He's done his research, but it's probably probably a load of shit. My theories, but we'll dive right in.
Nice.
However, what I would say, I've got a little cheeky bonus fact. So, on Airbnb, there's an OMG section.
All right.
The icon for that. Do you not know this?
No.
Quickly Google. If you Google Airbnb OMG.
Airbnb OMG.
And so it's basically like unusual places to stay. If you kind of click on the main link, there's like submarines, boots.
That's pretty
The first
mad.
one in the middle of the picture is a UFO looking
UFO.
thing.
Yeah. So the icon, the main one that everyone knows, is that UFO one that you're looking at now. The icon for it is the UFO, which is based on that location. That location is in South Wales. Well done, Jake. You are the best. Congratulations.
That is interesting. What a funny story.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite the investigator, my friend.
I didn't even know you had this OMG section. That's pretty sick, though.
Yeah, so they're usually.
That's why you're the ambassador.
I love that the trail off. And they're usually not really worth doing.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Someone's put a fiberglass. Anything in the garden and charge a premium.
One of them is literally like an old shoe. One's like a giant shoe you can stay in.
The old lady that lived in a shoe.
Is it Mother Hubbard that lived in a shoe?
That's Cupboard. I think she's a cupboard.
Who lived in a shoe?
There is someone, because have you ever been to Markham
I'm sure it's
Park?
an old lady.
Yes.
Do you know, like, they got, like, I don't know if they still, you probably might know this, actually. Do you know, they, like, people who can't, like, theme parks or like lands that can't afford the actual licenses get all like the knockoff stuff, like Humpty Dumpty, Mrs. Muffet, who sat on a tuffet. And in like the late 90s, Markham Park had loads of fucking freaky fairyland. Like, is that still around?
I've got no. So well, there are no. There's parts of it that is still around. So there is a playground, and you can go into a house, and I can't remember what's in there. But about 10 years ago, I was looking through old pictures of, like family pictures, and I saw a picture of me there, and I was saying to my mum, like, I thought I dreamt this place. Where is this?
Bizarre, isn't it? It's so weird. It's
what is this?
Nothing's quite right, and it's a bizarre looking place.
Yeah, it's all off key.
Yeah.
Is it like
a picture of me sat next to Humpty Dumpty on a wall or something? I can't remember. But
is it places that don't have, like you say, can't afford the license, so they have to have stuff that's gone out
like
into
free,
the public domain? Is it? Like,
yeah. I will try and put some photos on our Insta of it because it's fucking. The other really good one was a place called Gunsmoke City in like the Rhondda.
Yeah.
Do you know that one as well?
I think it was just outside of Neath. Again, this is odd. It's another example of one where I've spoke to my mum about memories I had as a child, and that was one of them because that used to be next to Penn Skinner. Remember that, the farm park?
Yeah.
So it was. Oh shit! She did. It's on Wales Online. That cowboy city.
Just googling it now. It does look, and it was exactly how I remember. I was like cowboy obsessive. They used to go around and put you on like a wagon, and they'd take everyone's shoe off them, and put it in a bag, and then just throw this bag into a lake. But really, it was a bag of sticks. But one time I went there, they accidentally got the bags wrong, and they threw all our shoes into the lake, and we all lost.
Up until this point, it does sound very much like a fever dream. Yeah, they get all our shoes, they put them in a bag.
Everyone gets a wooden toy gun when you arrive. I remember.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. It was like
I missed out.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. Yeah, it's gone.
I used to go to the long distance in Athens. That's about the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
All right, sorry. Back to you, Jake.
Yes. So I've written this in kind of a story style. But which one of you two has also researched this? I can't remember which one said it.
I've got the pen to stuff as well, so I'll chime in and cut across you belligerently. If you're right with that.
Aggressively. No,
but I'm glad because I don't know
getting
any of
it
wrong.
wrong.
You're getting Pentuck wrong. I'm glad. I'm excited to hear this. So I'll be the listener.
But like you said, just going over it again. There's not a lot out there. So I'm just going to read it.
Dig, didn't we?
Yeah. So here we go. In the early hours, Friday the 26th of February 2016, in Pentuck, Cardiff, bloody aliens visited. So I wrote it like that. I thought it would be hilarious back then.
I assumed it was a quote from the local news where bloody aliens were here, right?
A couple of hour ago's Jake was hilarious writing that. Let's pat him on the back.
You sound like the Daily Mail when they talk about like refugees and stuff. Bloody aliens.
Bloody aliens turned up.
So, it's described as a huge pyramid light filled the sky. So that's how it was sort of described. Jack, you're going to say that people say it looked like a pizza as well?
No. I saved the pyramid reveal to the end of my story, but to each their own. Whatever narrative thread you want to go for, Jake. That's up to you, mate.
So there's a quote saying that it hovered above a field. As it neared the ground, it ejected a handful of lightning. Not thin lightning,
confirmed.
but thick like fingers. Fire-coloured fingers, which I thought was very poetic. Yeah. So basically, there was a woman called Kaz Clark, and I'll go into her a bit more in detail, but a lot of what happened came from her. So she said that when it was sort of hovering above the ground, she could feel it scanning her. Oh. And then, this is the bit that I can't 100% confirm. I don't know, Jax. You might have to chime in if you've got a different one. So the UFO then split into two.
Yeah.
One is a red light and one is a green light, and then they both shot off. But then someone else said it fired a light.
I got
not an object.
Yeah, I got the same sort of thing, that a green light became two lights, one green, one red, and then that's what, when I was reading up about it, that's when it illuminated like a huge pyramid-like craft.
Was there then an orange light in between?
Oh, I didn't know that.
But there's also what I thought was quite interesting is where the eyewitnesses, they heard planes following it, or saw planes following this craft. One was from the direction of Cardiff. There's 4 planes. 2 from the direction of Cardiff, 2 from the direction of RAF St Athan. Big up my hometown. My hometown. And they in the morning then, when they had a look. When they had a look in the area the next morning.
Hang on, you're going too far.
Yeah, Jack, this isn't your story, you little pig.
Sorry. I just get so excited.
And also, no one laughed when I said, did they then see orange? Because you said green light, orange, red light, and I pretended it was a traffic light. And no one said anything, and it was a funny joke.
That was a very good joke, actually.
Yeah. Back to Jake.
Sorry, Jake. You go on.
It's okay. It's all right.
Walk us through it. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
Right at the back. So there are no pictures of the instance because no one's phones worked. Bit of a coincidence, but yeah, classic. That's the reason why. So yeah, I've got that there were military RAF helicopters arrived after this woman saw it, and she believes that the military shot the UFO down.
I read that. That's the only thing I read, by 2 Chinooks, or they were chased by 2 Chinooks.
Doesn't that sound like a slur?
It does.
A couple of Chinooks.
You fucking Chinook. It does have a slight... it does feel a bit edgy to say it.
So this is where I thought it got all a bit weird. So the next morning, Wales Online posted an article saying it was all part of a military drill.
Oh, so they acknowledged
some of the people... Yeah, they acknowledged it. So some people said, there was military in the area on the Friday.
Yeah.
But then this Mrs. Clark says there was no military on that day. It was the previous week, so there's a bit of a... What did you read, Jack?
Doesn't quite add up, does it?
Doesn't quite add up to me, lads.
It sounds a bit unusual, you might say. But yeah, as you said, they said that there was a military operation on the go on the night, but like you said, locals said it was the week before. But the day after it happened, military forces gave a statement saying, "Oh no, we were running a training exercise," and people saw the day after that there was people in military gear cordoning off the area. James cordoning off the area, and they. I'm glad you like that. And then it was all, like you said, there was a couple of crossed wires. What's going on?
Oh, can I say the crossed wires? I'll say the crossed wires. So a couple of the locals went up to speak to these men in black. That's what they kind of described as, but they're all wearing white, like boiler suits, to not tamper the evidence.
Yeah.
So a couple of the locals asked, what they're doing. Some said they work for Vodafone. Others said that they were...
It's Vodafone, all right, love? Shut up,
Vodafone, mate!
What's those lights in the sky? It's Vodafone, mate.
On the spot, panic.
That's so funny.
I work for Vodafone, all right? Just leave me be.
Others say that they were surveying for fracking, which I thought was illegal. Yeah. I don't really know what fracking is, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like...
Wasn't this back in 2016 or something as well?
They still do fracking.
It wasn't long ago.
Fracking, it's controversial because it can cause earthquakes. So it's
yeah.
like, it's, yeah.
I love that. What are you doing here? I'm working for Vodafone. What? I'm a fracker. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just say fracking because if he's an idiot like Jake, he won't have a clue what I'm talking
about.
Is it, mate?
On your way,
right, fracking.
Oh, I'm big into fracking, me, mate. Yeah, crack on. Yeah.
Crack off, mate.
But one of them did slip up. So apparently, one of them did say, when questioned, "I'll have to check with my commanding officer." Military.
I thought you were going to say, and one did slip
Don't
up.
have that in Vodafone.
One did slip up. Oh, I'm excavating an alien. Oh, no. Vodafone. Code red.
This is where we're going to get a message from Vodafone Chief Command now and go, we actually do refer to managers as commanding officers.
Commanding officer.
My CO. I got to report this to my CO. Sorry. Do you want an upgrade?
So this Mrs. Clark also contacted the MOD. She's proper nosy this, but I'll get into the reason why she's so bloody nosy. Contacted the MOD for a statement, and they responded saying this incident was under Section 26, so not in the public interest.
Ooh.
So there's a bit of a cover-up going on, lads. Now, she's published a book, which you can buy on Amazon. Don't buy it on Amazon because it's going to be low shit.
We don't recommend it.
Yeah, do not do it.
Amazon does not recommend
to know. Yeah. But it, like I said, when I was Googling it, barely anything came up except for this tart who was trying to plug a book. And then
there was tart telling the truth, mate. Telling the truth.
Yeah. But that's it. If I missed anything, Jack, was there anything else?
Well, I found someone submitted an FOI, a Freedom of Information request to the government following the Penturk incident, right? In 2016. Didn't get back to them until 2022.
Yeah, but that's very Welsh gov.
Yes, and I'm about to read, and this is the revelation I'm about to read to you now. This is what Welsh Gov came back to the Inquirer with.
Racy fucking nothing.
Thank you for your request, which we received on the 7th of November 2022. You asked for any information held by Welsh Government in relation to a UFO incident at Penturk in 2016. Our response is below. Following a search of our paper and electronic records, I have established that the information you require is not held by Welsh Government. That was it. Just completely.
Jesus.
Don't have anything.
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And you ain't seen nothing around here, right, mate?
But don't rely on the government. Just go to Reddit, okay? Because a guy named Delboy137, he called this the greatest UFO cover-up of the 21st century, and I'm pretty sure he's right.
I agree with this. I think, Franks, I think you were about to say, "What do you think?" I think this is a cover-up, lads, and I don't even believe in aliens.
Well, should we start? I meant to do this at the very start. This episode was sent in to us by a listener saying, I put a call out saying, what episode should we do in the future? And we had a few people mention we should do a UFO special, and some people said like Bedouin Mountain, Penturk, and then another one we're going to talk about in a bit. So there's a few people who wanted to know, or wanted us to chat about UFOs. So what are our initial thinkings? Are we skeptics? Are we believers? Are we?
Dare I chime in? Sorry, to the end of this story.
Well, as I say, we'll come to that in a second. I think I've got the same one from Delboy because his comments are really funny. But just before we go on, are you a skeptic or are you a believer or are you? What are you? What's your stance?
What's the one where you don't know?
Agnostic. I'm agnostic. You're an extraterrestrial agnostic.
Yeah. I don't think I've looked into it enough to sort of say bollocks, but this is weird. This story, I was like, this is something weird's going on here.
The next day,
Mrs. Clark's going to sell a lot of books.
The next day, they found where those lights had been. They found that the trees that apparently where these lights were sighted, all the leaves had fallen off the trees, and some trees had actually been like sheared in half, like from quite low.
Photos. I need receipts.
And people, I agreed. I was like, where's the photos? Where's the evidence? Like, you're just reading it online. Anyone can say any shite online. So it was, but if that's true, big if true, as they say.
Huge if trues.
Huge if true.
I think I definitely believe there's aliens in the universe because I think it's mad.
It's got to be.
We can't be the only ones, can we?
Yeah. But do I think we've seen them and have they come to Wales? I don't think they have.
Doubtful.
But
wrap the episode up there, then, shall we, lads?
Just knock on the head. Yeah.
But I do think things like this are definitely cover-ups. I don't know if it's a UFO cover-up, but I do think because I read like when we'll come to a story in a minute, people were saying similar stuff, and it wasn't a time with the internet age. But people like in Penturk, like you said, they have these like evidence of things happening, and it might just be army training or getting ready for like invasions.
There's got to be some
stuff,
like sort of like potential aircraft or something. You know what I mean? Like some sort of high tech thing, like a test, and it's gone tits up, and then you got to like hide it or something.
Well, there is. So there's. So we all know about Area 51.
Yeah.
There is an area something. Oh yeah, big time, baby. Yeah. There is another area in Wales, and I cannot remember what it is.
And I wish I'm
Area Pendigeen.
Yeah. Oh, great.
It's synchronous well done.
Very good. The synergy on this pod, guys. The synergy.
Shit bands. It spreads.
But that's supposed to be like aircrafts that are advanced and all that sort of shit, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I'm starting to feel like a right little knobhead now, going like,
yeah. I know you do feel tin hatty, don't you?
I feel like a prick. Yeah.
The real question is: A, do you believe in aliens? And B, do you think there's aliens somewhere in the universe that are also doing a Welsh history podcast?
Better not be, lads.
Better not be, mate.
Because I swear to God, we did it first.
Yeah, there's enough of those chances. The wolves at the door trying to take from us.
Bloody aliens coming in here. Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else to say about Del Boy, the guy on Reddit?
No, but a guy named BadTV17. I think he is a non-believer because he said the simplest explanations are usually the accurate ones. So I'm assuming he does not believe. Yeah, he's not a big X-Files boy.
He's fun at parties.
Yeah,
actually. Anyone.
The simplest explanations are often the most accurate.
That's a classic Reddit response, isn't it? That's Reddit.
Mate. So later on, I'm going to do a little bit on like social media stuff, and everyone on there is just so mean and always just like actually wrong, and they love to say like you can't just have like a bit of joy or excitement.
Incorrect.
Wrong.
I used to upload my videos to Reddit.
Oh yeah.
I had to stop.
Really? Is it the worst?
Because it's the worst. So with Facebook, I can argue back and win in a humorous way. Make myself feel really good and other people feel bad. What the internet's made for. But on Reddit, you just lose every argument. It's like, it's this. They're brilliant. Well done, Reddit. Don't come for me.
They're clever nerds.
Congrats.
Yeah. Another backtrack from me.
Reddit and Penreese, two of my favourite things.
And would recommend.
We're going to see a video from you tomorrow and they're going, Penreese, Reddit, I love them. These things are great.
Top tier.
Jack, do you want us to do your next one then?
Go on then. So I did a little bit of research into something called the Welsh Triangle, which is a bastardization of the Bermuda Triangle, because that happened in Wales, if you didn't guess. Yes, exactly. So, during the 1970s, Broadhaven made its name known by becoming a prime spot for UFO sightings. It was dubbed the Broadhaven Triangle, after the Bermuda Triangle.
Some papers also called it Roswelsh. You know, like Roswell, where they found the...
Very good.
That's clever.
Yeah, so I did quite like Roswelsh.
I bet that sold a lot of issues at the time, didn't it?
Yeah, it would have done.
Yeah.
Pinched it off Reddit.
And then The Sun, actually, at the time, they had an article titled The Spaceman Mystery of Terror Triangle. I was like, that's fucking just going to... I think that's over-designed. Do you know what I mean?
Nope. I think it's perfect.
No? You think it's good? You think it's good? Well, I stand corrected.
Absolutely.
Spaceman Mystery
There would have been tits on page 3 at that point as well.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, God, did you hear about the Terror Triangle? Check out page 3. But anyway, so in February 1977, it was reported that 14 school children saw a UFO craft in a field beside their school, and when asked by the headmaster to draw the craft, the pictures all looked strikingly similar. The oddest of all would have been an apparent sighting of a 7-foot creature in a silver suit late one night in April 1977. Whether these sightings are true or not, they all... all these kids drew the same picture.
I got that.
That's where those pictures. Yeah. Can I just interject? When you said the Welsh Triangle, and then the Bermuda Triangle, I thought it was aircrafts went missing in a certain location, and I was like, I've never heard of this. I was so excited.
That's what Bermuda Triangle was. Yeah.
So it's like nothing to do with that.
They just needed a triangle of locations.
Well documented.
If you had a really keen ear, mate, you'd notice that triangle is in both of them. So
at the end, I just seen it
right at the end. You see it, yeah. So
yeah, got it.
I do get what you mean, though, in that it's like, but it's after the Bermuda Triangle has nothing to do with the same thing. Like, it's nothing to do with planes, nothing to do with disappearing aircraft. It's just they went, I don't like the Welsh experience.
Yeah,
all my enthusiasm and hyping up at the beginning, going, "Oh God, I've never heard of this." It's gone. Yeah, diminished. I'm washing my hands of this.
I read
back to Spaceman Mystery of the Terror Triangle. I think that works better.
Tits on page 3. You're right.
Tits on page 3. Spaceman Mystery.
Did you hear how they did? So when the group of kids said they started screaming when they saw something land in the field in their school, and the head teacher like rounded them all up, and he took them into like interrogation one by one to and asked them to draw what they saw, and they all just drew like an identical thing. So they drew like the exact. It's like a flying saucer, how you'd imagine them to look. But they all drew it like consistently. But I suppose you could all just tell each other what to draw before you go in.
Yeah. Well, I read the thing I said about. I thought it was quite funny. These group of school children in Broadhaven, they saw this craft and this silver spaceman come out or whatever. They ran in and told the teacher about what they'd seen. The teacher obviously didn't believe him, whatever, and cracked on with the lesson. And then the kids just kept going, right, fuck the lesson off. I've just seen a spaceman. Basically, and this thing I said was like, the teacher tried to carry on with the lesson as normal, but the children would not allow it. And I thought that was such a great thing of like going, oh yeah, well, we're going to talk about maths now or whatever. No, can we just stop a second again? Teach.
It's a literal alien.
I just saw a literal alien in the schoolyard.
I've just Googled the so there's a picture of all the people, all the kids, and they're holding up the pictures. They're not incredibly similar. I'd argue that that's what any child would draw if they said UFO.
They're all like, if I said to you now, as a listener, picture a UFO in your head. That's what they've drawn. That's what everyone knows. It's like a saucer, like an egg, a little tit. It's like a little tit cup. And that's exactly what...
Tit cup, yeah.
That's what a UFO looks like.
Listen, the kids thought it was serious enough. So serious, in fact, that when parents and teachers wouldn't listen to them, the kids made a petition to the police so that it would get investigated properly.
What are these like Brady Bunch kids got all these adventures?
What are these like absolute nerdlinger kids? Right, we'll do a petition then. We'll do a petition.
I'd write to the Commons.
Oh, look, I've drawn a photo. Fuck off.
Of course, I just don't know why anyone gave a fuck, because it's just like a bunch of kids. But, Jack, can I jump in with what happened on a farm?
Of course, there's more. I know there's more in there.
So there's
bloody better.
Like we said, before this is the age of the internet, a bunch of other people in the area did all say they saw something, and they all saw like something in the sky. One place took it a bit further in Ripperston Farm, Dale. A lady called Mrs. Coombe. So I watched this mad classic BBC short video of people who it's a reporter. It's a year later, 1978. It's a reporter who goes around following UFO spotters who go to places where there's a hotbed of UFO sightings. So they're from Bristol, London, and they come to West Wales and Broadhaven. And in there, they go visit Ripperston Farm, where the lady Mrs. Coombe said she had loads of UFO activities. She said she saw silver flying things go past her farms and scare the animals. Plus, she saw objects disappear into St. Bride's Bay.
Here's a drawing I've done of them.
Here's another drawing of them.
If you compare it to the children of the school, you'll find it very similar.
And lots of them describe them as cigar-shaped. And she said in her interview, a silver-suited man who was the most terrifying experience she'd ever seen appeared then in her house, in her window. And she goes, he was 7 foot tall and 3 foot wide, the width of a window. And it's it sounded like she described a boxer. He's the tallest man who ever lived. And then she said,
Elvis.
She said he was there for 2 hours, just stood in her window for 2 hours. And there wasn't a follow-up question, did he speak to him? Did he go in?
Enough time to get the kids round to draw the same thing.
But the journalist was just perfect, next. And I did read in a separate interview, the same lady and her family said they were plagued by constant mechanical disturbances, their car and television set repeatedly breaking down, and they had to get them replaced. And then the cows seemingly being teleported from one field to another. And I mean, it's the 70s in West Wales.
One of those things is vastly different from the other two. teleporting. They were teleporting around.
I'm sure cows have a tendency to wander, so I was like,
and teleport.
But
seen it myself.
Yeah, I left my field. I came back. The cows were not in the same place that I remembered. They must be teleporting.
The voiceover in this thing is so funny. It's classic, like, well, you know, they have that voice that no one has. It's like, hello, tonight you join me investigating things going on in Paris. And he goes like, now, whilst UFOs favours military sites and industrial complexes, here in the Welsh Triangle, they favour sewage farms. It's like such a slam. And it goes on to say, then it's so funny. It cuts this little lad who looks like the most cheeky little lad you've ever seen. He's called Mark Marston. And he goes, and he's like perfect. He's so funny. He's in a shell suit. And he goes, and he's clearly just told a lie that a bunch of these alien spotters fucking lapped up. So he just runs with it as he goes along. And because there's a camera crew, he just feels all egged on. So he walks up this lane with like a bunch of UFO spotters and a crew. And he goes, yeah, so like basically, right, there's a bush by there. And it came out and he was fucking massive. And he goes, I knew something was wrong with him, right? Because he jumped over that gate there. And he goes, and it's like, no man could jump that gate. And the gate he's referencing is about 4 foot, and it comes up to your stomach. It's like, it's impossible.
It's inhuman. He must have been an extraterrestrial.
You tell me a man who jumped that gate, I'll show you a liar. And I just like, it just made me laugh. So, and all the interviews.
What was the name of that kid? You've just said his
Mark
first and
Marston.
Name. Mark
You're about to...
Yeah. Is he
Jake,
got Instagram?
I was expecting you to be like, wait a minute. That was my birth name.
That's me.
Yeah.
I ain't heard that name in 40 years.
Well, he's been dead for 10 years.
Jake, you have just done a joke that we do constantly to each other. He's been dead for 10 years.
I recently got in trouble with my wife because my 12-year-old said, "Where's Oscar, my son, which is 5?" And I turned to her and said, "He's been dead for 5 years, Olivia." Not funny. Oh, sorry. Sorry, boss. Oh, whoops.
That is outrageous.
Oh, whoopsie daisy. Missed the target there.
Jeez, your
swing and a
daughter,
miss.
not the mate of the pub. That's good going. Anyway, this interview, right? So this little lad just like told all these lies, and then the interview switches to going back to this pub and interviews the UFO hunters who spent their money coming on these UFO tours that's happened in this Welsh Triangle. And they, like, I don't want to be mean, they all seem super sweet, albeit they all do feel like they're on acid. They all seem.
Go on, they're not people from fucking Penrith, mate. Say what you want.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you a quick video in a second, which we can edit around to make sure it plays a bit smoother. But before I do, like, they just look fucking mad. I've also said, like, they've come on. So they're talking about why they've come, because it is mental. They're visiting an incredibly rural part of Wales that isn't a bed of tourism. It's not like it's, especially in the 70s.
Where is Broadhaven? Is it?
So it's like west.
Well, north.
No, I think it's west. It's out west. But it's like it's not like Tenby. It's not like a bed of like tourism. Even now, it's still not a huge bed of tourism. But back then in the 70s, it's really
not a cultural hotspot that Tenby is.
Yeah. But you know
that doesn't attract a load of scum.
Yeah. But now
a few aliens down there as well. If you ask me,
absolutely.
But it's really odd that all these people come there. So the interviewer is talking to them, and he says, and they're all being really nice and saying, "Oh, it's great to come and speak to people who actually believe what I believe and hear firsthand what they've experienced." So that's all quite nice. And then, but whilst they're doing this, there's this little boy who looks just like Austin Powers, who's just mingling about in the background, and he's so off-putting. So I could share my screen.
What was it like? It was groovy, baby. It was groovy.
I never saw that coming. I did not see that coming. You could have given me a year to guess.
Of all the outcomes I thought that story was leading to, I was not expecting little mini Austin Powers.
So I'm going to share my screen now, right? And I will edit around this if it takes a little bit of time to load or whatever. But so share. Can you see this guy who looks like a
just loading? I think
it's coming up now.
Yeah. Oh God, I can see.
God, yeah, in the back.
I didn't realise
he looks like a crackhead. What are you on about? And I saw the guy in the background.
He looks like Fred West as well.
Yeah, I know. They all look like Fred West. They do. Yeah, it is
fucking
Fred West.
Brilliant.
To push play because I didn't realise he was in this scene, but I'm going to quickly. Hopefully, it'll play soon.
What do you think about the aliens? You got to have mojo, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Again, this poor little kid's still alive. I hope he doesn't listen.
He's been about our biggest fan up until this point, and then we've just absolutely dogged on him.
I mean, look at him. When he comes into the next scene, it's so good. Look at him. Yeah, baby.
Twins, Basil, twins.
It just made me laugh so much. I was like, where have you come from, you little alien? We'll add a photo of him to the Insta on our Instagram channel, Tales for Wales.
Silver Spaceman, groovy, baby.
Yeah,
groovy.
baby. And then the last part of the interview, the interviewer then speaks to the landlady who's like in charge of getting like these tours to stop at her pub. And it's been a really like jovial conversation, very friendly, really nice. And then he goes all fucking Paxman on her. He goes, well, are you cashing in on these people? And she flaps under pressure. And she's like, well, no,
does she just say yes? Yes,
she
I
doesn't
am.
quite answer.
Evidently, yes.
But then this guy, he's like this absolute young stud comes to shop, and then the voiceover goes, the interview goes, Gerard, you're from Paris, France, aren't you? You've come here to take a job to study these UFOs. And he's the most French-looking guy you've ever seen. He's like, bof, c'est le bon. And
Aliens.
And he goes, yes, I come here to learn a lot about them. And the interviewer goes, and have you learned a lot about them? He goes, not yet. And it just seems like, you English pig. And he just seems so pissed off with them. But it's amazing. It's only a 3-minute video. We'll put a link to it, but it's fucking so funny. And then little Austin Powers just rocking up really, really.
I couldn't believe when you popped it up. I was like, "That's not Austin Powers." And then I saw the little kid in the corner. I was like, "That's a
probably."
Fucking...
You
he looks
heard
like
the moment I saw him.
You know, in Goldmember where Mini-Me is dressed as Austin Powers. That's what he looks like.
Fuck, that's exactly what he looks like. His little cravat. Yeah. Oh man.
Oh god.
So yeah, that was so that's the 1977 one. The only thing I've got left to add is a few social media stuff.
So are we saying? Sorry to interrupt. Are we saying that it is just a big cash in?
Man,
I think
one of the kids is related to the landlady. The landlady said, "Listen, mate,
she
solid."
The kids
she dressed him as Austin Powers to get the printers in. Like, I get it.
I do think the kids on the schoolyard were like, "Hey guys, should we get out of doing double maths?"
Absolutely.
Just one big ride together.
Should we all draw the vaguely similar thing when it's not even that close?
Yeah, isn't it mad though?
It's like those two girls, isn't it? There was those two girls that took photos of fairies. Can you remember that?
No, what's that about?
Two girls take
photos of fairies.
Cottingley fairies. Shit.
Two girls.
So the Cottingley fairies appear in a series of 5 photographers by Elsie Wright and Francis Griffith, two young cousins who lived in Cottingley near Bradford. So apparently they like.
That's it.
Oh,
yeah.
I've just had a look. Yeah.
So. Oh, God, I hope I don't get this wrong. Maybe I should Google it first. Can't be bothered. Yeah, so apparently everyone believed it. Everyone, like...
They thought it was...
People, photo specialists... You can tell I'm winging this. Photo specialists checked out the photos and said, oh, my God, these are real. And then I think one of them on their deathbed just went, yeah, it's all a load of bollocks. And then bollocks died. I'm so sure... This is like the Eiffel Tower in fucking Paris incident, whatever I got wrong. What was it? Leaning Tower Pizza in Paris.
Yeah,
I've mulled this over. I've mulled this over many a time, mate, because you said...
You spurred me on.
You said something. You said the Leaning Tower of Pisa, a Leaning Tower, and I said...
That's Italy.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember it now.
I think,
No, it was me.
Yeah, Jake said it. Then Jack tried to correct you, and I was like, oh, you idiot, Jake's right. And then me and you look like absolute plums because we said
and I think I fucking cowed down the absolute simp I am and was like, I'm sorry, boys, I'm sorry I got it wrong.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah. This is like in 1920s.
A man came up to me in a local pub. His name's Peter, if you're listening. Hi, Peter. And he said, oh, yeah, loved you on Tales for Wales. I was like, oh, bloody hell, amazing. Yeah, thank you. I apologised to him I said, "Oh yeah, sorry about the old France-Italy thing."
Mate. because
100% true.
Mates,
I promise. Hi, Peter, if you're watching.
So because one of our mates like highlighted it to us after that episode went out.
Yeah.
I've been so like on edge about it. Like, say, if anyone had said something similar to me, like, "Oh, are you from Tales from Wales?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, all right. I'm sorry about the whole mix-up, the palaver, all right."
Ruined my life.
So yeah, I agree. I think it's just kids saying, "Let's get out of something," and just duping people who are a bit bored. Which, fair play. I give them credit for that.
Did any of you guys come across this like friction within the community of like these UFO spotters?
What, like the believers versus the non-believers, or is it good?
No. So it's like there's sub genres, mate, of believers. So there's some people who believe in extraterrestrials, right, which is aliens. There's other people who believe in interdimensional entities, and neither the tween shall meet. Some of the things, right?
I'm the interdimensional ones. Let's just let you know.
What adds a bit of like
one of them ones.
So for the Penturk one, for example, right? Some people say they saw like these lights kind of swoop in, right? So they're like, that must be an alien because it swooped from the sky and came down. Other people say that they just appeared out of nowhere. So they're like, "Oh, no, that's an interdimensional entity." And I just love the idea that there's like these two fringe nutjob groups that are going, "Oh my God, you fucking idiot. It's an interdimensional entity, not a fucking alien."
Exactly. You're just explaining religion.
Yeah.
That's so true. Religion.
Spot on.
No, mate. That's not how he died.
Scott, sorry, did you see him swoop in? No, he appeared out of nowhere. So it's an interdimensional entity, actually. Fucking
and it
idiot.
also sums up every
fucking nonce.
And actually, you're a nonce. You deserve to die.
My last one, I went through like some, like I googled like UFO whales and stuff like that, and I thought like because I kind of assumed you boys might cover the bigger ones, because Wales does seem to be an odd hotspot for these things. Either means we all just love believing in shit, or just there is a reason, something to do with the open space. Whatever.
You don't want to say that this country's a bit thick, do you?
We're all a bunch of thickos. But so I thought I'd go look at the considered and rational world of social media comments. And I started off on the Wales subreddit, where someone said, "Has anyone seen the UFO over Aberystwyth? There's a large yellow source of space object." And it was kind of like taking the piss because the sun had come back. And then, and then that was the joke. It was like this large yellow source of space object that's emitting very bright light. And
did you say there's a picture of it?
Well, no, it's just him taking the Joker thing, pretending it's the sun. Oh, right. And then someone went, "Oh yeah, it's called the sun." And then I was like, "Oh." And then the original, someone else just piped in and said, "Fuck you." And I think that sums up something. So like
the wild west of the internet. Isn't
it was just someone being a bit funny, someone giving a snarky response, and a complete randomer just comes and goes, "Fuck you,"
losing his head.
And then someone else did try and say, "Does it come with an unfamiliar warmth?" Like, getting planet is the sun. And then someone else goes, "Actually, the warmth you feel is the warmth you get from the microwaves emitted from the nearby 5G towers." And then I was like, "Oh yes, I'm in here." And then someone else said, "There's like loads of people didn't get the joke originally." So someone went, lots of people just arguing about, do UFOs exist? Do extraterrestrials exist? And one guy just replied to every comment saying, "They do exist, thick lad." He just called everyone a thick lad.
I like to think not because he's done, but like big boys.
Yeah, he's got a
fucking big boy, thick lad.
And then I went and found another UFO Reddit, again on the Welsh subreddit. This one's more on brand for old school UFO conspiracies, and it's the one you mentioned where it's a Penturk stuff. And this guy said he tried to post about it 3 times. He was like, but also the other guy did like this guy clearly has some like marketing background, because he starts with a strong headline. He's like, "Penturk, the greatest UFO cover-up of the century." ...
I'm clicking on that.
Question mark.
Then it's question mark. And then he goes, "This is my 3rd time posting," because he keeps getting deleted. And apparently
isn't that quite pathetic? It's my 3rd time, all right? Just let it go.
And he explains what you guys say. So apparently the RAF shot down a UAP, which stands for Unidentified anomalous phenomena in 2016 in Wales. Multiple
That's
witnesses.
Like, if you're hardcore in things,
yeah, you don't do
UAP
UFOs.
Is like, oh, sorry, do you still use UFO like a fucking verge? We use UAP, mate.
Well, then someone said, so he said, multiple witnesses. Does anyone remember anything from this day? And then someone said, I heard this whilst I was living at the hospital near the time. Explanation was there's a training exercise to do a simulation attack on the Royal Mint. That's mad. Like, they're coming for our pennies. They're going for the petty cash, not the big.
What are they going to do without their coins? Like, cripple the economy.
And then there was someone else replied, completely ignored the main thrust of the original point, which, it's about fucking aliens attacking the area. And he ignored that. He went, unless it's had a bit of a glow up since I lived there, you'd struggle to call Penturch a town. It's like, why is that your issue?
Absolutely unnecessarily sticking the boot into Penturch.
Yeah. And then my last one was the BBC have recently done a documentary about the UFOs in Wales in the 70s. It's called Paranormal by Shanna Leary, and they posted on it on Facebook. Because it's Facebook, though, obviously there's some fucking mad comments, and then this absolute
Facebook people.
Gammon replied like, I fail to see why public money should be spent on promoting programs about superstition and unscientific issues like this. It seems to be an obsession with the BBC at the moment, whilst urging us all to look at the misinformation and conspiracy theories. Double standards. I was like, you fucking nerd. Just God. Watch a fun show.
You just know, don't you? You just know that guy fucking hit post on that. Fucking sat back, folded his arms, fucking
another
the biggest hard on in the world, and go, I've just fucking nailed them there.
Exactly.
Updating Facebook every couple of minutes for the amount of likes coming through.
It had not a single comment back to it.
Wait until the leader of the BBC gets back to me now, because he's been
Tim
so
Davey,
whipped.
Controller of the BBC, he's quaking in his boots right now. I love that no one engaged that at all. I thought, yeah, good, you fucking loser. Well, that's all my stuff. Has anybody else got any other things they'd like to?
The last thing I've got is I've got the oldest UFO sighting in Britain. It's very short, very, very short. But like I said, it's not in Wales. It was in southwest England.
Well, why the fuck?
But I thought it was worth. I know why I'm even fucking talking about it then. But this was in 1113. And supposedly, religious pilgrims, they reported seeing a glowing dragon emerge from the sea, fly directly upwards into the sky, and join/disappear into the stars.
Ooh. Where was this written?
On Wikipedia, mate.
Bog toilets.
Yeah, hang on. Wait, so they reported it. Wait, this is what I don't understand about ages ago. Where did they write this?
Well, there used to be people who'd write these things in annals.
I'm assuming they write it down in some sort of fucking scribe would have done
so
it
in Welsh,
whatever.
You have the famous Welsh one was called Bruta Tywysogion, and like they'd have like people at the time who were. It's different in Welsh. It's much more difficult because we were a much more oral language, so we'd pass it down generation to generation by speaking. And then when the Druids got killed, a lot of that gone. But in England, the reason why England did so well, like especially under King Alfred, he wrote everything down, and that there was his he managed to pass on everything through writing. So they'd have like religious people who'd write shit down and then be written up in annals. So they'd have like the annals of Somerset.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for correcting me. Okay. So it was all written down, documented. There we go. Who fucking wrote this down?
What I will do
Not
is
for me.
spoil
Next.
any vibe at a party by going, actually, I'm that guy on Twitter or on...
I was just about to say that guy who went, actually, the most accurate suggestions are the best.
Yeah. It's also horrible being me, so if that's any consolation.
If that makes anyone feel better.
If you hate me, I hate myself more, trust me.
You ever got a chance to stand up how much I hate myself compared to what you hate of me? Could be fucking looking like a best friend.
You say like a challenge? Fucking try and
hate me. I've had fucking 30 years of hating myself, mate. You just rock up now and do it.
I'm a seasoned vet, fella. Yeah. Don't worry.
I have got another story, but
well,
not really. I desperately tried to weave it into the theme of this podcast, as in UFOs, but I couldn't really, so I made something up.
Yeah. Lies. We love a lie on the pod.
Yeah, mate. Facts, mate.
I'll keep it brief. I don't know if you. I'd actually quite like to know, because I'd never heard of this. I just bought this book. It's called The A to Z of Curious Whales, and it was in there. And then I saw that those bastards, Whales Online, have already done a story on it. Literally, it's like Simpsons did it, Whales Online. Oh, yeah. If I find something cool, they've already published it. Every time.
That's
every single time.
The
joy is, mate. The joy is, though, that if someone tries to see it on Whales Online, their fucking dog shit website will probably hamper them. So you're fine.
Going on the Whales Online, it's like having a seizure to the brain. It's fucking impossible to read anything on there. So yeah, you do it better. Just do it.
Ads,
if you want to see pond scum, go on the fucking Whales Online Facebook.
Oh my god, the comments on there are fucking atrocious.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
They really are Whales Online readers.
This A to Z of Curious Whales looks like a fun book we should get, Jack, because this looks very much on brand for us.
Oh, you'd love it. It's by a chap called Mark Rees. Yeah. That's all I've got. That's the information I got. But yeah, you should read it. Funny story about this. I went to the Senedd. All these TikTokers were invited to the Senedd.
No way.
I went. I felt so out of place.
What are you, like some sort of ambassador or something?
Yeah, ambassador for Wales. I don't know if I mentioned it every time I drop onto this podcast. So we were all there. It was hideous because I'm not an outward going person when it comes to crowds. But I took this because you had a little table and everyone had decorated their table. Some of them had iPads. I just was sat there like a big fat knobhead, and you had to bring something that
I thought you were going to say it was a trick. They went, everyone bring a book, and you were the only one who brought a book, and they were like, fucking book virgin.
Hey, bookworm. Shag that book, are you? So I brought a book, and it was this book. Because I thought, what the fuck am I going to bring? And I thought, I'll just bring that because I have done videos on like weird stuff. And it was on the table in front of me. This little MP was talking to me and he went, oh, is that your book? And I went, yeah, this is what I brought with me. You know, I do curious stuff. So, oh, that's amazing. So how long did it take you to write the book? I went along with it. I was like, ages.
Oh, of course.
It was fucking so awkward. I thought, do you know what? I'm in too deep. If I say I didn't write the book, I'm going to look like a knob to this man who's cleverer than me. So I just went, ages. Well, I did it with a couple of people. Blah,
ages.
Blah, blah.
I love that as a response.
Ages, mate.
I might have said something more intellectual than ages, but yeah, it was along the line of ages. Yeah, it was brilliant. And I just I honestly died.
I can't take all the credit, mate. You know, it was a collaboration.
There was a couple of other researchers,
Mark Rees,
a couple of team members.
We gave a lot of it to credit to him.
Look, I said take my name off it to Mark at the end of the day because I thought he deserved it. Yeah,
me and Mark. I mean, I am Mark. Yeah, that's me, Mark Rees.
Me, Mark. Mark is me, actually, if I remember now. Oh, that's so funny.
And he was flicking. What is mad? This is all true. The story. This is how socially fucking stupid I actually am. If you flick through it, a couple of pages, and I only noticed this just now, there's a picture of Mark Rees on it. Imagine if he saw that. He could have seen that picture.
Who's this then? Just a good-looking boy. I thought I'd include him in my book.
Yeah. Curious thing I put on here.
And the whole time I was thinking, oh my God, he's going to ask for my TikTok name. And he did. And then I realised that on TikTok, I'm just Abanos. So it could be Mark Rees. I got away with it. Honestly... It was a full 5 minutes. I was sweating. Full 5 minutes sweating.
Well, I might have told this on here before, but I'm also fucking so awkward. And when I went to go have like a heart scan because I'm having a few issues with the old ticker, and when I was getting scanned, the first few times I went. I took my top up. They put like a thing on my chest, and the guy would listen to it. Blah blah blah.
I know what story you're about to
I went back again, so it's like my third time going back. And every time I've been there, it's like, all right, so top off, listen to this heart thing at this, and put yourself against this machine. So you lean up against this machine. This time it's a slightly different room with a new nurse, and she said, "Oh, well, he's standing up against the wall." And when she did it, I took my top off, put it against the wall. She went, "Why's your top off?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought I had to take my top off." And my tits were squished up against this wall. And she was like,
later, I just walked out. Don't worry about the heart. It's probably not going to kill me.
It's broken anyway now.
It's already too much.
But it's just this day when she went, "Why's your top off?" And I was like, "Oh God, don't look at me. I'm disgusted." But yeah,
I had the opposite of that when I went to I was in a car crash, right? Little light one, right? And I went to physiotherapy for it. And every time I went there, he was like, "Right, take your top off," and he'd sort of squish my shoulder back into place and all that, and sort of, do motion, whatever exercises. And then there's one time we went, we're going to do your legs today. I was like, oh, cool, yeah, no problem. And he went, take your top off. And I was like, okay, like just thought he's a medical professional. I'm sure that's fine.
Do what they say.
He didn't do anything on my top half. It was all on my legs, and I just was there with my fucking tits out for fucking like half an hour. And I just thought I felt really dirty afterwards. I was like, bye.
Cheap.
And I was like, yeah, like a dirty little whore. Yeah, he didn't even ask me for money. Just took it off just because he asked me to. I was like, God, I'm worth more than this.
Well, that was a slightly different tangent towards the end, but we're gonna have to wrap this up because we're gonna go off and watch.
Let me just get through this bloody boring story.
Oh, sorry. I thought the story was you lying.
No. So the lie during it is people would see strange lights coming from the laboratory. Some mistaken them for UFOs. It's a lie. No one ever mistakes them for UFOs. But in short, I've lost the energy. I hated this story when I was reading it, but I researched it for so long. It was in the book. I had to Google it.
No, we'll
okay. All right then. All right, I'll hit you with it. Okie dokie. So, little chap called Dr. Deathray. Have you heard of this?
No, but I'm so involved.
What a great start. When we went, go on, do it. Dr. Deathray. Okay,
so there's a bloke called Harry Grindle Matthews, born in Gloucester in 1880.
That's a more disgusting name. Yeah, Milksop.
And that's a middle name as well, so they chose the living shit out of that.
Grindle's like the part, like it feels like the gusset. It's like such a horrible word. It's something that clings to the testicles and close to the anus. It's just a word we shouldn't have. Grindle.
I didn't get that from Grindle.
No, not me.
No, not me. I was just thinking,
Support the Grindle, yeah.
So he's this like proper clever person. So he transmitted the first radio wave speech in 1907, which I think was opposite Cardiff Castle. Don't quote me on that. He patented the first mobile phone in 1909.
Grindle.
I know, yeah, it's weird, which failed commercially. He invented a remote control boat and a submarine detection system, and a camera that synchronized sound with moving images.
He invented a remote control boat. Sounds like the saddest fucking thing you could say.
Yeah,
it sounds like something you do at like a eulogy of an absolute loser. Like, he did invent a remote control boat.
He built a fucking boat.
Yeah. Do you ever wish you had like remote control stuff though? Because I really want to have one of those things, like a plane or a boat, but they're like £1 billion, and the too hard.
My granddad had a remote control boat, and he wouldn't let us play with it because it was too expensive. Yeah, he was like, "No, you'll fucking ruin it." And he was like, "Okay."
We used to take it down
occasionally. That's it, Roath Park. Yeah. So you two and the rest of the other fucking nerds can go and play with your boats on Roath Park, but they do meet up every now and then. So he's this proper man. Are they really expensive though? Yeah, they do look good. Actually.
They are. I think they're like
Why am I coming over to your team?
Yeah,
you know what? You're looking like, to be fair, that does look pretty sweet. I wish I was one of the robot boat boys.
Oh, you want me to have a go on your boat? No, thanks, mate. Walking off crying because I'd let down the biggest opportunity of my life.
I just tried to type in. I went to type in electric. What's the fucking word?
Remote control boat.
Remote control. But I just typed in Grindle. Because it was on my mind. And
it's imprinted.
Edmund Grindle turned up from the 1500s. Sorry, but back to our Grindy.
Back to Grindle. So, in 1934, he built a bungalow in Clydach, Swansea. Mm-hmm. Now, I was losing interest in this story because it wasn't related to UFOs at all, so I went off on a tangent. But apparently, he was doing it to get away from like the press or something, because he'd invented all this cool shit and people were like
you invent a remote control boat, mate. I mean, fucking they're going to be at your doorstep,
exactly. So it's like, you ran Roath Park, Grundle. But then he went mental and he claimed to have invented a death ray that could shoot down Nazi aircrafts in the Second World War. That's why they called him Dr. Deathray. So he said he could stop an engine at a distance. This is a quote. Stop an engine at distance, bring down aircrafts, ignite explosives, and incapacitate infantry from 4 miles.
Sick.
So these were big claims. Yeah, in Swansea. Big claims.
Again, huge if true.
Yeah, so obviously the War Office heard about this, so they demanded a demonstration of the death ray, which it then... he went along, did a demonstration, and the War Office denounced it as a fraud. There you go. The end.
Yeah, guess what? Didn't work.
We are just a country of liars, aren't we? Which is a bunch of shysters.
But he went all the way, or they came to him. It's like, yeah, 100%. Yeah, does it work? Come and have a look.
What point do you think he was like, I'm in a bit too deep here, the Home Office is coming? I was going to say, Jake, he's like you with that MP going, it works, right? Yeah. Totally,
I'm Mark Rees. Yeah. Mark Rees definitely listens to this as well, because he knows so much about Wales. He's definitely tuning in.
I like the idea that Mark Rees was like right behind the MP. You went, Mark Rees, yeah, I'm Mark Rees. You were like, oh no.
Oh, Christ.
I'm
awful.
Also Mark Rees.
Yeah, I too am Mark Rees. This is weird though. So basically, he tried to show them. They were like, "This is bullshit." But there was a High Court injunction granted forbidding him from selling the rights. Additionally, a schoolboy found a German parachute near Harry's shed. I don't know why I wrote down Harry's shed. Which people then believed that a German spy had landed there to try and find out Grundle, find him and what was going on.
Grundle's secrets.
So it's almost as if the Germans took him seriously. Blah blah. There was another thing. He also lost his cat once and gave a schoolboy £5 for finding the cat. At that point, I totally lost interest.
Why is that in the book? That seems like they're filling pages.
No, that wasn't in the book. That wasn't in the book. That was somewhere on the internet. And I was like, I've got to stop. The podcast recording was starting in 20 minutes. I was like, I'm going to have to stop.
At this fucking government inquest, they're like, was the death ray real? No. What about the boy with the cat? No, that was real. That was 100% real.
That was also a lie.
I did not lie about that.
No, yeah, exactly. If you've lied about the death ray, what else have you lied about?
Yeah, you're capable of anything.
You haven't even got a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, he died in 1941. Massive heart attack, apparently.
Oh, big loss by the sounds of it.
Poor Grinders.
Yeah,
well, we're off to go watch some soccer now. So
we are, yeah.
Jake, thank you as ever, mate. You're the
cheers for coming.
Yeah,
thank you for having me, lads.
Last time you came on, we had a huge amount of positive comments from really nice people, from loads of people saying they really enjoyed your stuff. You were on brand for our zany, wacky podcast. Okay,
you mean drunk? Yeah. I was drunk.
Yeah, we were
on brand. Drunk.
You were smashed on the Glens, mate, and we couldn't have had you any other way. I love it.
We've got to get you back on again, and
please.
We'll go for a pint in person. All right. Well,
absolutely. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Cheers. Hwyl am y tros.
Really enjoyed that.
See you everyone.
Bye-bye.